الضوئي ونبعتها على السيستم دغري. بنشبكها على الواي فاي هيدي وبتشتغل عن طريق اليو اس بي. فيها 2 اوبشنز. في عنا الموديلات الثانيه اللي هي سرعتها بتكون 12 دقيقه 12 ورقه بالدقيقه الصغيره. وفي عنا الاس بي سيريز هيدي انتري ليفل سكانرز. هودي السكانرات سرعتهم بتبلش من 20 ل 30 ورقه بالدقيقه. النتورك سكانر الموجوده في عنا نتورك سكانر اللي هي ال 7100. هيدي بتعمل سكان على شيرت فولدر تنحط مثل ستاند الون بيجي عليها ويندوز 10 موجود عليها. او بنعمل سيف على بنبعت يعني سكان دغري على البرينتر او على الايميل او على الفاكس. فنحن بنحدد كيف بدنا تكون. هيدي بتتركب لحالها السكانر وكاستمايزد حسب كيف بده الواحد يعمل كاستمايزيشن. فيك تغير الشاشه مثل ما بدك، تحط اللوجو تبع الوزاره، تحط التفاصيل اللي بدك اياها على الشاشه تبع السكانر. ننتقل للسكانرات الثانيه الموجوده معنا اللي هي الاف اي سيريز سكانرز اللي بتتضمن 7140 7160 7180 بالاضافه للمسطحات اللي هي 7240 و 7260 و 7280. الفرق بيناتهم السكانرات هودي هي السرعه والديلي سايكل. مثل 7340 40 ورقه، 7160 هي المتوفره عندكم بالوزاره بتعمل 60 ورقه بالدقيقه. بالاضافه للسكانرات الباقي مثل تبع الباسبورت سكانر الصغيره للاي دي للجوازات. وفي عندنا سكانر حتنزل كمان جديده منها بتيجي مع مقلم آلي للجوازات والمقلم الآلي وسرعتها بتكون 40 دقيقه 40 ورقه بالدقيقه. بالاضافه للاي 3 في عندنا ورق الاي 3 اللي هي 7460 7480 وبتعمل سكان لحديث الاي 1. يعني انا بطوي الورقه وبعمل فيه سكان لحديث الاي 1. هلا البرودكشن سكانرز بنقول لهم هاو برودكشن. هن بيشتغلوا عاده بيشغلون على الباكلوج. اذا في باكلوج عندنا او ورق كثير بدنا نخزنه بفتره زمنيه معينه نحتاج سكانر سريعه. يعني السكانر اللي هي ال 5950 سرعتها 135 ورقه بالدقيقه. يعني بتوصل لل 200 صوره بالدقيقه. 6400 6800 سرعتها 100 ورقه بالدقيقه. والهوك تبعها بيكون 500 ورقه. يعني بتساع 500 ورقه للهوك تبعها الحمال. ال 7700 و 7900 اس كمان اي 3 سكانر المسطحه. و 7600 كمان اي 3 سكانر بس تيجي مقلم آلي. رح ننتقل لموضوع اللي هو تبع السوفت وير ونحكي شوي على السوفت وير. هلا السوفت وير الموجود كله مجاني جاي متوفر مع السكانرات من فوجيتسو. هذا السوفت وير ما في عليه تشارج زياده. بيجي انكلودد مع المسحات الضوئيه. في عندنا السوفت وير اللي هو تبع البيبر ستريم اي بي ايميجينج بروسيسنج بنقول له. الايميجينج بروسيسنج رح نشوف هلا بالسلايدز الباقي شو هو بالضبط الايميجينج بروسيسور. بس راح احكي عنه انا تنختصر الوقت. الايميجينج بروسيسور هو عباره عن سوفت وير بيساعد انك تعمل روتيت للصوره. تجلس الصوره انت عم تعمل لها سكان اوتوماتيكلي هو بيعمل لها روتيت. بنظف الصوره من الشوائب الموجوده بالصوره. اذا فيها اي شوائب بنظفها. بتعدل الالوان على الصوره. فهذا السوفت وير متوفر مع السكانر موجود بالاعدادات. هلا في عندنا سوفت وير ثاني هو الكابتشر بيبر ستريم كابتشر. هو عباره عن سوفت وير بيساعدنا نحاول نعمل التقاط للداتا او للبيانات من الصوره. يعني بيسهلنا عمليا اللي هو تنظيم المعلومات بالشكل الصح انه ناخذ منها الداتا للصوره. في عندنا السنترال ادمن هو عباره عن سوفت وير بيعمل مانجينج لكل السكانرات بكل انحاء المملكه. بس اهم شيء يكونوا مربوطين على شبكه او يعني بالنهايه بتكون كل سكانر راكبه على الجهاز على البي سي. فنحن بنشوف الجهاز بده يكون مشبوك على وهيك بالسنترال ادمن بيساعد انه تعمل ابديت للسكانرات بنفس الوقت من شاشه واحده. وبيعطيك نوتيفيكيشن على اي مشكله موجوده على السكانر بشكل مرن وسهل. حنشوف هلا كمان عنا شويه تفاصيل. في سكان سناب مانجر هو عباره عن سوفت وير بيحول الصوره لنص حر. بحولها للوورد لاكسل لباوربوينت لسيرشبل بي دي اف. رح نشوف كمان مع اندرو عنا تفاصيل بالنسبه لسكان سناب شو بيعمل بالضبط وكيف بيساعد يحول الصوره لنص حر. في عندنا سكان تو شير بوينت، اذا في اي شيء واحد بده يحطه على الشير بوينت متوفر فيه الكونكتورز موجود، وفي الاس دي كي اللي دائما متوفر تعمل انتجريشن مع اي ابلكيشن موجوده. هذا متوفر الاس دي كي دائما، وكله هذا مجاني ما في اي تشارج عليه. البروسيس تبع الكابتشر هي تتجزأ لاربع اجزاء. هي عندنا اول شغله بنعمل المسح الضوئي، ثاني شغله هي عندنا تدقيق الورق اذا كله مدخل مظبوط، ثالث شغله هي الفهرسه اللي بنقول لها نحن اندكسنج فيلدز، وبتعتمد كيف بدنا نحن ناخذ هالبيانات عن طريق الاو سي ار القارئ الآلي، نعمل زونال او سي ار، بنحدد الحقول الفهريه نعمل كابتشر للداتا. واخر ستيب هي عاده بتكون محل ما من يعني بنخزن هالمعلومات على قاعده بيانات او على دوكيمنت نظام ارشف اللي عندنا اياه، او على اي سيستم متوفر بالوزاره فيه يخزن هاي المعلومات كلها. اكيد بيسهل عمليه يعني التنظيم بالنسبه للورق وبالنسبه للبيانات، وهالشيء بيساعد انه واحد يبحث على ورقه بالشكل المرن وسهل وريتايم اللي هي بخفف الوقت والكوست علينا والمصاريف. الكابتشر هو عباره عن ثلاث شغلات موجود متوفر مع السكانر. انتم عندكم متوفر الكابتشر اللي هو بيجي عليه معه زونال او سي ار، وبيجي معه الباركود ريدر. هلا في زياده كابتشر زياده يعني بعض الجهات بيستخدموه تيعملوا حقول فهرسي اكثر من حقل فهرسي واحد. البيبر ستريم اي بي هو عباره عن مثل ما حكيت انه بيعمل اوتو ديتكت، يعني بيشيك على الالوان اوتوماتيكلي لحاله، بيعمل تجدوره كمان لحاله، بيعمل ديتكشن اذا عم تعمل سكان للالوان وللرمادي والابيض والاسود بيشوفه هو للورقه، بيميز كل ورقه بيفصلها عن الثاني، بيمسح بشيل المشاكل الموجوده بالصوره، مثل اذا في عندنا بعض الخرامات بتكون مخرومه الورقه بشيل هول المشاكل من الصوره. مثل حنشوف هذا الاكزامبل قدامنا هلا كيف البيبر ستريم بيشتغل. هون مثلا فيها الصوره شوائب، فالبيبر ستريم بيشيل لك كل هالشوائب من الصوره وبنظفها تناخذ نحن داتا معلومات من الصوره. بالنسبه للسكان سناب فور اف اي سيريز اللي هو مثل ما قلت انا بحولنا الصوره لنص حر. راح اتخطى هيدي السلايد نفس الشيء. هيدي في منه نوعين، في منه للاف اي سيريز وفي منه للسكان سناب سكانرز. فالاف اي سيريز بيسهلنا عمليه تحويل الصوره للوورد، اكسل، باوربوينت او سيرشبل بي دي اف. سنترال ادمن رح نحكي عنه، رح نشوف كمان مع اندرو عنه تفاصيل. سنترال ادمن عباره عن سوفت وير تو مانج كل سكانرز، اكثر من 1000 سكانر بنفس الوقت. واكزامبل رح فرجي هون كيف بيشتغل. مثل ما عم نشوف بالصوره قدامنا، عندنا مثلا اي مشكله بتصير على السكانر بيجي الادمنستريتور مسج بيقول له عندك ايرور او مشكله بهاي السكانر، وبقول له شو المشكله بالضبط، شو لازم كيف طريقه حلها يعني. فهاي الشغله بتسهل كثير علينا انه عمليه الصيانه للمسحات الضوئيه، وخاصه انه كلها مشبوكه على جهاز واحد بنشوفها كلها. بالاضافه انه فينا نعمل ابديت للسوفت وير بنفس الوقت عليها كلها، وحنشوف كمان مع اندرو عنا تفاصيل اكثر. انا حتى لي ما اطول عليكم، بيجي الضمان عليها كمان على المسحات الضوئيه من فوجيتسو باي ديفولت، بيجي سنه وحده لحديث ال5 سنين متوفره على المسحات الضوئيه من فوجيتسو. انا راح انتقل مع زميلي اندرو هلا حتى لي ما اطول عليكم ونحكي تفاصيل اكثر عن البرودكت، حتى لي نقدر نغطي كل شيء اليوم بالنسبه للتكنيكال. واذا حدا عنده اي عن جد يسالنا ونحن جاهزين تنجاوب. منيح هيك؟ اوكي.
Extend?
Extend, yes. That was the second one, the third one, sorry. Okay.
Good morning everyone, I'm Andrew. I'm a technical sales specialist for Fujitsu scanners, and I'm going to do you a quick introduction for the 7300 NX, which is our new scanner, and it looks like that. You'll also see it in the image just here. So we define it as a workgroup network scanner, so it's the FI7160 with a few extra features, extra bits of software. So I'm going to cover that in
اندرو عم بيحكي لنا عن السكانر اللي هي ال 7300 الان اكس. هذا السكانر جديد، حنحكي عن ميزاتها وشو فيها شغلات جديده موجوده على قلبها. هي على فكره بس للتوضيح هي نفس ال 7160 الموجوده عندكم، بس هذه السكانر فيها فيتشرز زياده مختصه بالنتورك، بالواي فاي، باليو اس بي، بالاضافه انه بتتنزل على سيرفر واحد وفينا نعمل كونكت ل 1000 سكانر بنفس الوقت. فحنشوف هلا تفاصيلها كمان مع اندرو.
So we'll move on to the next slide, which shows you the concept. So in terms of unique usage, we have different options for you to scan. So there is a touch screen. You can scan from the touch screen. You can also scan from an application. We still offer you packet stream capture, but you can use a third-party application. In terms of the unique usage as well, we also offer you NFC authentication. So different users come up to the scanner, use their NFC card, and have customized job buttons specifically tailored for their use. In terms of interfaces, we offered you 3 interfaces. Now you have your standard USB connection, like a 7160, but we now also offer you a wired network, so a LAN cable connection, and also a Wi-Fi connection. And this is a first for Fujitsu. On the FI series, we offer you Wi-Fi, LAN, and USB. So again, whatever capture you need, we offer you those options. In terms of the specifications, it's like a 7160, so it's an A4 document scanner running at 60 pages per minute with an 80-sheet ADF capacity. In terms of the features, you see there is a touch screen. We now also offer you manual feed mode. The manual feed mode is a switch. So, standard usage, you can scan your standard A4 documents, but if you want to scan something folded, such as an envelope or multiple papers, you flick the switch, you're able to scan through there. We also still offer you paper protection, so that's lag detection and sound detection, and we'll come on to those in a couple of slides.
طيب خلينا بس نبسط الموضوع. مثل ما شرح اندرو، هي تاتش سكرين، بيجي عليها سكرين انا في عن طريق اللمس، بتشتغل مع الابلكيشن وبيجي مع الان اف سي. الان اف سي هي عباره عن كارت، الكارت بيكون مسجل عليه رقم الشخص يعني، او بنقول له البروفايل تقدر يعمل مسح عن طريق الكارت الموجود بيكون معه. الشاشه في يحط اليوزر نيم والباسورد ويعمل اكسس للسكانر، او في يحط شغله بعد اللي هي بنقول لها جوب كود، رقم سري لمجموعه اشخاص بيقدروا يعملوا مسح بالشكل اللي هن بدهم اياه، او فيهم ما يحطوا هالشغلات كلها سوا يستخدموها. الشاشه بيعمل عليها عن طريقه بس يشوف الشغله بيعمل عليها مسح وبيشغلها. بس فيها هاي الفيتشر زياده موجوده. سرعتها 60 ورقه بالدقيقه مثل ما قلنا، نفس ال 7360، والمقلم الآلي هو ل 80 ورقه. والفيها موضوع البروتكشن، بيبر بروتكشن، هي عاده نحمل ورق فيها الحساسات والسنسرز راح نشوفهم هلا بالشاشه الثانيه. والمانيوال فيد هو عباره عن يعني بيخلينا نعمل سكان لانفلوب ولا انفلوب. مثلا فينا نطوي الانفلوب، نحن هذا انفلوب انا بطويه هيدا وبعمل سكان بيطلع لي اياها صوره كامله للانفلوب، او عن طريق مثلا اللي هو بنقول له مثل الدفتر، دفتر فيه اكثر من ورقه، يعني في اكثر من ورقه بنقدر نحن نعمل لهم سكان دغري عن طريق المقلم الآلي.
So, coming on to the first most visible feature, the touchscreen. So, what can you do with the touchscreen? What do you see? So, there are various options available. So, you can start with scanner settings. So, you choose how to connect. So, you would have Wi-Fi, USB or LAN connection. You can also connect to various servers. So, we offer you Picture NX Manager as a new software. So, you go through your settings and how to choose. And then, with a bit of setup on a computer or on a server, you go. So, you scan, and after you scan, we offer you thumbnails. So the thumbnails will show you the preview of the images. You can select each individual image and you can zoom in to ensure the images of good enough quality to capture the data you need. If for any reason you get any errors, such as pick error or paper jam due to batch preparation, then we offer you the error message on the touchscreen. It says an error with a description of the error, an error code, and it also offers you a help section. So the scanner contains a help section of how to resolve these errors.
مثل ما شايفين بهذا الشاشة قدامنا في الإعدادات المسح الضوئي بتكون قدامنا. نحن هاي الإعدادات الموجودة قدامنا نحن بنحدد الإعدادات المنهية بالشكل كيف بدنا إياها تكون كونكت، يعني بدنا إياها عن طريق اليو اس بي عن طريق الواي فاي بكي، فنحن بنحدد بالضبط كيف يكون كونكت. بالإضافة فيها شاشة أنا عم بعمل مسح ضوئي للورق بتفرجيني كل شو الورق اللي عملت له مسح بشوفه أنا قدامي. إذا بدي أي تعديل أو حذف لورقة من الورق هودي أنا فيي أحذفها، إذا لا في أعمل لها سيف وبتخزن عندي على السيرفر محل ما عاملين لها انستوليشن اللي هو بيكون على السيرفر. الحلو فيها اوبشن هي موضوع الايرور مسج، يعني اذا طلعت ايرور او مشكله بالسكانر بيعطينا طريقه حلها كيف بتكون، يعني الان حاطين الانستراكشن كمان كيف بنحل المشكله اذا صارت معنا.
So moving on to the next option, which is the manual feed mode. We've already discussed this a little bit regarding envelopes, folded documents, etc. You just flick the switch and you're ready to go. So you can also scan particularly documents with attachments. So you can see on the bottom right, you've got documents with a photograph attached. You can also have post-it notes or barcodes, stickers attached to it. So flick the switch and again.
يعني هذه مثل ما حكينا عن موضوع الدوكيومنتس، بالاضافه فينا نعمل فيها الكربون لس ورق اللي هو بيجي مثل الكربون، فينا نعمل عليها سكان كمان.
So, a couple of not so obvious features that are inside the scanner. We offer you paper protection, two different types. We have lag detection and sound detection. So for lag detection, you'll see the black line in the middle there is actually a page being fed through the scanner, going past the rollers. There is also an encoder. So the encoder will register when the page has passed. After a certain time, the page should have reached the sensor, which you see on the left-hand side. So if the page has not reached the sensor, that means there must be a paper jam, in which case the scanner will stop and this will protect your document.
بالإضافة للديتكتور الموجود بقلب السكانر اللي هو لحماية الورق، في عمليا الميكانيزم الموجودة في فترة زمنية معينة إذا الورقة ما مرت بالماسح الضوئي بتوقف اوتوماتيكلي، يعني بيوقفها حتى ما يصير بيعرف إنه في عندك مشكلة بالورقة أو في بيبر جام يعني معلقة بتكون الورقة. هذه الانتليجنس الموجودة بالمسحات الضوئية كفوجيتسو. بالإضافة في عنا السنسرات اللي هي موجودة بتكون الميكروفون الحساسات على السكانر، في حال عم نعمل سكان وبعض الورق بيكون في عليها دبابيس، فاوتوماتيكلي هي بتشوف هاي الموضوع انه فيها مشكله، انه بتجرح العدسه بتوقف المسح الضوئي حتى تحذرنا يعني من المشكله الموجوده قبل ما تصير.
So moving on to one of the multi-feed functions, more specifically intelligent multi-feed. So in the middle you will see the standard ultrasonic sensors we offer you even with a 7160, and they detect and ensure that only one page passes through. If two pages pass through, the scanner stops because that is a multi-feed. So what we offer you now is intelligent multi-feed function, so that if the sensors detect two pages going past, it might not be two pages, it could be one page with a photograph attached or a post-it note. In this situation, the software will notify you that it thinks there's an auto mode. So manual mode, you can bypass a single page. Auto mode, you can bypass with the same size and same location, so that if a similar document goes through, it will multi-feed and will just continue scanning.
هلا بالإضافة لهذه تبع المالتي السحب الورق، فيها الانتليجنس الموجودة اللي هي بتشوف لك إذا في ورقة بتعمل لها سكان وفي يمكن بقلبها صورة، بقول لك إنه بيميز لك إنه هذه ورقة وحدة فيها صورة بقلبها. فهاي الأوبشن كمان حتى لي ما تسحب ورقتين موجودة أوتوماتيكلي تشيك على الورق الموجود شو اللي عم ينسحب بالضبط.
So we said the 7300X is a network sort of scanner. It has wired network and Wi-Fi. So in order to connect to a computer, we need to offer you new software. So the 7300X introduces PaperStream IP Net. So it's the PaperStream IP scanner driver with network connectivity. You'll see from the image at the bottom, you have a standard USB connection for a 7160, whereas with the 7300NX, you have USB, wired network, or Wi-Fi. Going to a computer that would have your PaperStream IP driver and can connect to our software PaperStream Capture, but could also connect through to your business system via PaperStream Capture.
هلا بالاضافه للسوفت ويرات الموجوده مع ال 7300 الان اكس، في السوفت وير اللي هو بيشتغل عن طريق النتورك اللي هو بيبر ستريم اي بي نت. هيدا بيفرق عن 7160. 60 هي بتشتغل عن طريق اليو اس بي، 7300 بتشتغل يو اس بي وعن طريق الواي فاي والنتورك. فالسوفت وير بيجي
to flexible capture, because you can have your various scanners, and all of these scanners can now go to a server, so you can scan without a computer. So the software we offer you, which is included in the box, is PaperStream NX Manager. NX Manager is our software you install on a server, and you can scan from the scanner directly to the server. Now, from NX Manager, what can you do? There's a lot of things you can do. You can transfer your data to a system server, so a standard file server, FTP, whichever. If there is another cloud system, for example, or another system you want to scan to, you would need a connector API. We offer you the API, you configure it, and you can scan to your business system. On the top right, we have an authentication server. So NX Manager is able to connect to Active Directory. This allows you to have different users on the scanner with different logins, the username and password. Also connect with an NFC card. If you wish to connect with another form of application server, this is possible. We offer you the authentication API for that. And moving to the left-hand side, from smart device or thin client, you can scan. And in order to do that, you would need to configure it with a REST API. So again, whichever sort of scanning you wish to do, we offer you 3 different APIs: REST API, connector API, and authentication API. And there are still some options that come out of the box. So you don't need to configure or develop software yourself necessarily. From the right-hand side, you have the administrator. So the administrator can track statuses, events, batches, errors. You can configure drop menus and also contains throughout the scanners.
مثل ما حكى اندرو عن السوفت وير، هذا السوفت وير متوفر مع الان اكس مانجر، بيبر ستريم ان اكس مانجر. هذا السوفت وير فينا نعمل كونكت ل 1000، نعمل انستوليشن مره واحده ننزلها على السيرفر، مش بحاجه نعمل انستوليشن للجهاز، لا هي الميزه تبعها انه بتتنزل على سيرفر واحد على جهاز واحد، وفينا نعمل كونكت ل 1000 سكانر بنفس الوقت على هذا الجهاز. هلا موجود معها اكثر من شغله، هي اذا في بعض المستخدمين يمكن حابين يشتغلوا على الديفايس او على التليفون الموبايل، في عندنا الاي بي اي تولز من هيدي بيعملوا عمليه ربط مع السيستم الموجود عندكم، مثلا بالنسبه للايباد او للتليفون. بالاضافه في بيجي هي مع مثل ما حكينا على الاثنتيكيشن كارد اللي هو تبع لليوزرز اللي عندهم اكسس يقدروا يفوتوا على السيستم. في عندنا اللي هو الان اف سي كارد مع البايومتريك اي دي بيشتغل للسكيورتي. بالاضافه للجوب مانيوال موجود كمان كادمنستريتور، عنده الصلاحيات، هو بيحدد كل المهام الموجوده لكل شخص شو بده بالضبط يعمل وشو في يعمل سكان. والكونكتورز الباقي اللي هي بتشتغل على الكلاود سوليوشن او على الويب ابلكيشن، كمان في عندنا متوفر الاي بي ايز لهيدي السكانر للشخص يستخدمها مثل ما بده.
So looking closer at scanning without a computer, so the 7300NX can scan to PaperStream NX Manager, and then where can your scanned images go after that? Well, they can connect to a file server, they can connect to SharePoint and SharePoint Online. If you have an FTP server or an FTPS server, we can connect to that too. And we can also connect to an SMTP server if you wish to send your scanned images via email. There are other options available, there's other systems available. Cloud systems, for example. But if you wish to connect to a cloud system, you would need to develop that, and we offer you a connector API.
هلا جاي معها هي السكانر تبع بيبر ستريم ان اكس مانجر، جاي معه الفايل سيرفر متوفر، الشير بوينت اونلاين، الاف تي بي سيرفر، الاس ام تي بي للايميل او الاكسشينج. هلا باقي البرامج والموضوع السحاب الكلاود سوليوشن بيحتاجوا اكيد الاي بي اي تيعملوا عمليه الربط، وعمليه الربط عاده ما بتاخذ اكثر من اسبوع او اسبوعين، يعني اذا كل الفاسيلتي موجوده.
So looking at the various authentication methods, the 7309X supports NFC, both type A and B, and you can also have user authentication with username and password input on the touch screen. So we offer you job group codes, but it can use Active Directory for a standard login with a username and password. So the concept is different users would see different job settings, job menus based on their access levels. So you could have someone logging in with an administration department ID. They will see customized buttons for them. In comparison, someone from finance department will see their own buttons, such as payment records, audit forms, etc. And finally, someone from sales department would have different options again. And you can color code these to make it clearly visible.
هلا مثل ما شايفين قدامنا بهيدي الشاشة نحن هاي ببين عادة على شاشة الماسح الضوئي. يعني أنا هون بحدد المهام لكل شخص شو بدي بالضبط. مثلا عندي أقسام مختلفة، تنقول قسم المحاسب مثلا عنده بده يعمل سكان لفواتير، بده يعمل سكان لأحد الدفعات اللي عنده هي. فأنا بعمل هيدي الشاشة كاستمايز مثل ما بدي، مثل ما شايفين قدامنا. ففيني حط أقسام قد ما بدي، ما فيه شيء أقسام محددة. في يحط إدارة المالية، في يحط إدارة يعني إدارة شؤون الموظفين، في يحط إدارات مختلفة. فهذه الميزة موجودة هون أنه في يعمل أكسس الواحد لهذا البروفايل عن طريق اليوزر نيم والباسورد، أو فينا ما نحط لا يوزر نيم ولا باسورد يعمل أكسس، أو عن طريق البايومتريك اي دي.
So all of this should reduce your operating costs, and as an administrator you can get centralized management. So you have your various scanners and various branches, and through PaperStream NX Manager, an administrator can set user authentication, can set the job settings for what the users see, and also PaperStream NX Manager takes care of the image processing, so no need for a computer there. The administrator also has access to Scanner Central Admin, and Scanner Central Admin is available even for FI 7160s, network scanners, anything from a 6130Z and above. And the concept is an administrator can update software for all scanners at a couple of touches of a button. And the administrator can receive notifications of errors and also of consumable status. So it'll be notified when it's nearly time to replace the consumables. So the user is not required to do this. An administrator can receive notifications and ensure that all of your scanners and all of your branches are always up and running.
يعني مثل ما شفنا هون كمان جاي مع البيبر ستريم ان اكس مانجر مع 7300 ان اكس، جاي مع كمان السنترال ادمن تنعمل مانجينج للسكانرات من كل المواقع ونشيك عليهم ونعمل اي ابديت للسوفت وير اذا مطلوب. فينا نعمل ابديت. الان اكس مانجر هو نعمل عمليا مانج او نعمل يعني نحن نخلق المهام لكل اليوزرز عن طريق الان اكس مانجر سوفت وير الموجود مع السكانر. هذا متوفر. الايمجينج بروسيسنج، كيف طريقه الايمجينج بروسيسنج بدها تكون؟ ففيها تكون عن طريق يعني مش ضروري يكون فرع واحد، يعني فرع واحد بيعمل الامبلمنتيشن هو وبيتوزع على باقي الافرع كلها سوا.
And that's a quick overview of the 7300X. So thank you very much for listening. We'll move on.
هلا رح ننتقل لنشوف البرنامج لايف كيف بيشتغل. We'll talk about PaperStream Capture IP.
Yeah, PaperStream Capture and IP.
Yeah. Okay. فحنحكي هلا عن البرامج المتوفرة هي حاليا عندكم ومتوفرة مع ال 7300 كمان الموديل الجديد. فحنحكي عن موضوع البيبر ستريم اي بي. Scan Snap it's ready. You can show the Scan Snap as well.
Yes, should be able to.
Okay. مثل ما شايفين نحن هلا الشاشة هيدي قدامنا محطوطة باللغة العربية. هلا هودي امبارح عاملين لهم كرييت نحن الملفات.
So start capture.
Yeah, you can start. Where do you want to start? Yeah, okay.
We can do Scan Snap Manager first if you want.
Okay. Scan Snap Manager. Okay. Yeah, let's do that one. لأنه امبارح سألنا حدا على موضوع تحويل الصورة لنص حر، فخلينا بس نفرجيكم كيف بيشتغل Scan Snap Manager، كيف بنحول الصورة لوورد أو إكسل أو باوربوينت.
So if you install everything, you'll get go to custom install on the disk, and you can get Scan Snap Manager for FI.
هيدي السكان سناب مانجر للاف اي سيريز موجوده على السي دي. يعني نحن عم نعمل انستوليشن بننزلها كمان من السي دي، وبس ما نعمل سكان بنحدد نحن عمليه السكان اللي بدنا هي عن اي طريق اي سوفت وير. اذا بدنا نستخدم السكان سناب مانجر ساعتها بنحدد سكان سناب مانجر وبنحدد له الاعدادات انه نحن بدنا اياها تعمل سكان على الوورد او على الاكسل او على الباوربوينت. No, first one.
So, is it showing connected?
It's off.
That might be possible with DNX. You should.
It's connected to USB.
Yeah, it's connected by USB.
Okay.
It's recognizing patient.
هاي الاعدادات موجوده تبع السكان سناب هون. Can we check this the first one for no. searchable PDF. Yeah. هلا هون نحن بنحدد شو بدنا بالضبط، يعني وين بدنا التخزين على فولدر، على ايميل، نعمل سكان لايميل، لفولدر، على برينتر. نحن بدنا نحول الصوره تكون PDF اللي هو بنعمل له اديت، او نحول الصوره لوورد لاكسل باوربوينت. ففي الاو سي ار موجود معه، وفي سيرشبل PDF كمان. فهون بنعمل الاعدادات تبعها وبنعمل مسح. هذا السوفت وير كمان جاي مجاني موجود مع الماسح الضوئي.
So I have different options available, and then you essentially start from the right hand side. You would choose your application, and then these are the applications available. We include scan to SharePoint. You can scan to via Manager to a third party such as Adobe Reader or Adobe Acrobat. So once you set your application, you do have some application settings for scan to searchable PDF, which is here. Correct? Application settings. So you have some general settings, but you have specific settings for scan to Word, scan to Excel, scan to PowerPoint, and also scan to searchable PDF. In the general settings as well, is your document language. So this is Arabic set with English. And Abby Fine Reader allows you to have over 190 different languages to choose from. So here we choose Arabic, Saudi Arabia, you can choose Arabic and English specifically.
هنا هون بنحدد اللغة اللي بدنا هي، إذا عربي مع الإنجليزي يعني الصورة، أو إذا كانت عربي.
So you're moving on from the right hand side to the left hand side. So you've done your application, you move up to save, and this tells you your save destination. So we go into the desktop, and below that you have file name format. So because it's Scansat Manager, it's for individuals. It's quite basic in terms of the file naming. So you can choose your date and time. You can also add a specific string of characters if you want.
يعني هون فينا نحط نحن الاسم اللي بدنا اياه للملف، او فينا نتركه اللي هو الديفولت بكون، او فينا نحط اسم الملف اللي بدنا اياه.
Save. Moving on, you can also rename file after scanning. So if you want to customize every time and call it something else specific to the document that you've scanned. So next option available is image quality. So you start with your various image qualities set automatically, but you can customize. So better, best, excellent, etc. Color modes, you have automatic color detection, but you can choose color, grayscale, black and white, be specific. And then you have the option to do the simplex and duplex.
Yes. هون يعني بنحدد نحن كيف بدنا المسح يصير على الوجهين على وجه واحد، من المسح بالمسطح عن طريق المسطح او المقلم الآلي. فهون بنحدد كيف بده يصير المسح.
You also have an option here for blank page deletion if you'd like.
هيدي استمرار بالمسح يعني بتطلع بتكون يعني
continuous. Okay.
هيدي بتضلك عم تعمل المسح.
There's an extra couple of image quality options based on what you want: bleed through, reduce, deskew, increase text contrast, that kind of stuff. So once you've done that, we've currently set Abby Scan to searchable PDFs. This is where you'd have your PDF options. So if I go back and I change, for example, scan to folder, then in here I can see I have PDF, and I only have PDF because I have set automatic color detection. If I choose color, then in here I now have PDF and JPEG. So for Scansat Manager, PDF and JPEG. Scan Manager also offers OCR, so you have Convert to Searchable PDF here. We believe Arabic is a bit better for Arabic OCR, so that's why you'd want to choose the specific Arabic Scan to Searchable PDF. Next option along, we have paper size detection. So you have automatic, but you can be more specific. Offer you A3, even A4, A5, all the way with all the other sizes, postcard, business card, etc. Here we have multi-feed detection. Oh, that's carrier sheet settings actually. So this one is multi-feed detection where you can choose overlapping or length. So using ultrasonic sensors, you can ensure you don't get a multi-feed as long as you choose overlapping.
يعني هون بنحدد نحن عمليا الورق اللي عم الادخال بنحدد شو مالنا بالضبط يعني فينا نخليها مثل ما هي ما نحط شيء يعني نغير فيها اي اعدادات.
And finally, lastly, is offer compression. So if you're worried about large sizes, then you can play around with compression.
يعني هذا الضغط الورق اللي عندنا اياه بنحدد قد ايه بدنا نضغط الصوره تنصغر حجمها وتضل الريزوليوشن عندنا عليه.
Save.
Yeah.
So all of that is available for ScanSnap Manager for FI series and for your FI 7160. We have the NX, and I think that's just being linked to Capture. No. So, shall we ask if they have any questions so far for ScanSnap Manager?
إذا حدا عنده أي سؤال يعني يسأل حتى نعرف إذا في أي سؤال تنوضح الإجابة من عنا يعني.
Okay. So that's basic options for a user. If people just want to press a button and scan away, we offer you more complex software. So next software we're going to come on to is PaperStream Capture with PaperStream IP. They'd be interested in the video, or
no? Let's go direct to instead video.
So PaperStream Capture is available with all FI series scanners. So we launch it from here. So whereas ScanSnap Manager was thankfully available in Arabic, PaperStream Capture is now also available in Arabic. It has been for a while. And it's been a bit funny. It's this.
شايفين قدامنا هلا هيدا البيبر ستريم كابتشر الموجود باللغه العربيه. هون انا بخلق الملف اللي بدي اياه وبحط انا شو الانفورميشن بدي هي من الملف يعني. حنعمل نحن ملف قدامكم تشوفوا كيف بينعمل. البيبر ستريم كابتشر موجود مع السي دي 7160 متوفر مع بالسي دي السوفت وير وبالاضافه لكمان لسكان سناب مانجر بنفس السي دي موجود.
So you can see I've got some preset profiles here under the scan tab. We offer you 3 defaults, so color, auto color, and black and white. But you can create your own, and you can even customize the image with a description, so that users know which one to scan. So I've created a few. For example, ID cards. I'll show you how that works. Just a quick concept. So you put your ID cards or bank cards, whichever, they're front and back. And what we're going to do is we're going to merge front and back of the image.
حيفرجيكم هلا على example بالنسبة للاي دي كارد كيف بيشتغل على السكانر.
What you'll also see is on the scanner itself there is an option for cards. So I can link PaperStream Capture to the scanner touch panel. I mean that the user can just press the button here. So if I press ID cards,
يعني فينا نعمل اسكان عن طريق البرنامج او عن طريق الاسكانر ما تكون معها. ونحن بنحطها على الاي دي كارد للسكانر على الشاشه مثل ما شايفين قدامنا. وبيدمج السوفت وير نحن محددين الاعدادات اللي عاملينها انه يدمج الصوره مع بعضها يعني بيدمج الوجه والخلفيه الصوره مع بعضهم بيدمجهم مع بعضهم مثل ما شفنا عندنا هيدي الكارت اللي قدامنا فدمجهم مع بعضهم صاروا مدموجين مع صوره واحده.
So this is available as well for the 7160.
والاعدادات اللي شايفينها قدامنا فوق نحن فينا يعني كلها باللغه العربيه فينا نحط الاعدادات اللي بتناسبنا.
So I'll show you in the driver later on how you do this. So that is yes.
هلا بنكون عملنا نحن المتنة تخزنت عنا على الملف اللي بيكون برا اللي هي بالنسبة للID.
So what's scanned for today, and you'll see.
تعطينا حجم الورقة قد ايه والملف اللي تخزنت يعني.
So zoom out of it. And yes, so this is good for ID cards, for registration, etc. Now we can move on to either envelopes or savings book. So I'll show you how an envelope works.
مثل ما شايفين هلا هيدا الظرف اللي قدامنا هو عبارة عن A4 نحن حنطلعه بشكل اللي هو A3.
So the important thing here is to flick the switch to manual feed mode. You get a notification that tells you.
أولا للمانيوال مود حتى نعمل هذه أنواع المسح من هاي الشغلات. Envelopes, right?
Yeah, well, I'll click from here.
Okay.
Because the USB setup.
هلا عملنا مسح لهذا الانفلوب كامل في يكون لحديت ال 1.4 ملم الورق يعني الموجود كانفلوب وبيطلع لي اياهم بشكل صوره واحده.
That way.
نعم.
Should be that. Yeah. So in case it's done it incorrectly, what you can do is you can replace. So here you get an option for replace.
إذا عملنا مسح لأي شغلة بشكل ما مضبوط فينا نعمل استبدال يعني فينا نرجع نعمل مسح للملف مرة ثانية بلا ما يعني نرجع نعيد عن الأول بنفس الشاشة.
Right, still up. That's because I did automatic rotation.
A rotation 0 degree this one.
Yeah. And then you rotate out. Right, changed it. And then you can, for example,
we can add also like فينا نضيف documents. فينا نضيف على نفس الملف أكثر من documents إضافي.
Yeah, but not currently because I changed the rotation. So otherwise you'd have, you could choose a different scanner driver, but not here, not at the moment. If we do savings book, better.
Okay.
So, actually, let me check. I might need to change the driver profile. So wait a second and then scan our switch.
Okay. هاي فيها اللي هي بتعمل عملية المسح المتتالية يعني كل ما نحط نحن ورق ضل بتعمل مسح.
And then when you're finished, it will wait 10 seconds, and after 10 seconds, if you finish scanning, it will stop. And then you have your images. So let's say we want to delete these ones, that's okay, we can. You have an option here to delete. And then you only have your images. And then also these ones, because of the language at the moment, you can rotate. And now you have sort of the front of the passbook and the contents of it. And you can complete. So that's new with the 7300MX. We'll now show you what you can do with the 2160, or it's in terms of barcode separation and zonal OCR. So we have some documents. So we have various in, for example, and there is a barcode on the front. We have a barcode for January, we have a barcode for February, and we have a barcode for March. And so what we can do is Paperstream Capture can separate these documents into 3 separate files. Flick the switch back. I may need to. Oh, sure. I need to go back into the drive.
ها ما نحدد له السكانر اللي عم بيعمل منه مسح. لأن امبارح كنا عم نعرضها عن طريق الواي فاي، فالملف كان على الواي فاي، فلازم نغيرها نحطها على اليو اس بي. وعاملين نحن الاعدادات بشكل انه ياخذها دوبلاكس ويطلع لنا مثلا اذا الصوره البيضاء يحط لنا حواليها مربع. هلا انا الصور هاي البيضاء كلها في اعمل لها مسح.
So you can see our documents are separated. I've also set blank page detection to on and to output so that I can manually verify the backside is blank. It will mark everything with a black border, and then from the top I have an option to not just delete, but I can delete all blank pages.
Yeah. مثل ما شفنا عملت لنا فصل للملفات على الباركود اللي محدد له اياه، يعني انا عامل الاعدادات تبعي بفصل كل ملف عن طريق الباركود.
So now I have my 3 separate files and I'm happy, so I will complete the batch.
نعمل ارسال تكون انتهت عملية المسح لهذا الملف.
That was the last one, was it? No, that's a different one. There we go. It just took a little bit longer. So you go to scanned invoices, and then you can see we have 3 separate files, including the value of the separator.
يعني هاي الملفات أنا بحدد لها الأسماء اللي بدي إياها. يعني هاي أنا الأسماء محدد له إياها قبله، حنشوف كيف الإعدادات هيدي عملها هو كمان.
And lastly, what we can do instead of maybe patch code separation, I'll switch back to scan. We could do invoice with zonal OCR. So I'll remove these. And if we look at the invoices themselves, they have an invoice number at the top. This is unique to each invoice.
يعني هلا فينا نعمل اعدادات بالنسبه لحقول الفهرس مثل الزونال او سي ار، وهاي الاعدادات نحن عاملينها قبل. هلا حنفرجيكم كيف بيعمل هو بيعمل كابتشر او التقاط الداتا من الصوره اللي هي مثل رقم الفاتوره.
So we have a magnifier option. So let me just do that one. Zoom in a bit. So what we're doing is we're getting this value, and then the file name will include that value. So I have separate files with the different values. And what you'll end up with is different files, each containing the value of the invoice number.
وحطينا له هون كمان حددنا انه نطلعنا الداتا او البيانات على الاكسل شيت، او فينا نطلعها حتى على اكس ام ال اذا الديفلوبرز بحاجه يعملوا شويه انتجريشن مع الويب او الاونلاين بورتال.
So I'm going to show you how to do this. So these are the different buttons I've set. In order to configure them, you go from the top menu here and you have an option for configure profiles.
هون بنبلش نحن نعمل تكوين الملف للتعريف، يعني بنبلش نحدد الملفات اللي بدنا اياها. يس. ففينا نعمل انشاء جديد او فينا نفس الملف نعمل مثل نسخة من نفس الملف ونعدل عليه بعض التعديلات.
Yeah. So if you have profiles that are very similar to each other, you can do a clone. You can just create a new one at the top.
أو فينا عن طريق البلاس نعمل ملف جديد.
So ocean capture is nice and intuitive. From the right hand side, everything is numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you start from number 1 and you get a profile name. So whichever name you wish to be scanned. So you can say invoices. And you give a description, particular kind of invoices. You choose your image. So you can choose this one, for example. And you can also customize. You can see some images I have, and you have an option to add. So you would add and you browse to your image essentially. So once you're happy with the name of it and your icon, you can move on to next.
Yes.
So number 2 is where you choose your scanner driver. So here you can see the 7300X, it's where you would see your 7160. And you see some source parameters. So it's an overview of your image settings essentially. So you can see we've set black and white, probably 300 dpi, running at A4, with a duplex and continuous scan disabled.
هون الاعدادات نحن هيدي اللي بنعملها هون ثاني شغله، بعمل نحط الاسم ونحدد الاسم تبع الملف. هون بنحط السكانر اللي بدنا اياها. شو السكانر الموجود؟ 7160 اكس حسب شو المتوفر عندي على الشبكه بيكون موجود، بنشوفهم على الماستر تبع السكانر.
So that's the overview. Here is where you choose your drivers, PaperStream IP. So you have some defaults and then you can create some yourself.
يعني مثل ما شايفين هون الاعدادات تبع للدرايفر، برنامج التشغيل. في هلا بيجي هو باي ديفولت موجود فيه 3 اعدادات او 4 اعدادات، هودي باي ديفولت بكون موجود فيه. نحن فينا نعمل خلق لاكثر من برنامج تشغيل عن طريق التعديل اللي بنعمله هلا هون.
So if you go to edit, you'll get a new window which is PaperStream IP. So this is now the driver.
هذا الدرايفر هلا مثل ما شايفين قدامنا.
And what you'll need to do as an administrator, if you're technical, you want to create a profile, click on the 2 arrows left and you'll see these options now.
هلا هاي الاعدادات كلها الموجوده قدامنا متوفره قدامنا. فينا نحدد كيف بدنا الاعدادات نحن اللي بدها تكون للورقه.
And the options again are running from the right hand side. You work all the way down. You start with basic at the top and you choose your image mode. So we have set black and white. You can choose grayscale color, I think.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, then automatic color detection, multi-image output. So you go from there. So once you've chosen your image options, say black and white for example, the next option down is
this one like for
front side, back side,
yes.
or duplex. After that, you can set your DPI, and we run from 150 all the way to 1200 for black and white, 600 for color. You choose your paper format, paper size, so we've set A4. So we've got black and white, duplex, 300, A4. It's kind of standard driver settings. Moving on, we do offer you a carrier sheet in case you have delicate documents. It's essentially a plastic sleeve. You put the delicate document inside the sleeve, and then it'll go through the scanner. And lastly, the option for here is front-back merging. So this was available from 1.42 onwards, I believe. So this is what you'd need to set. So I'll make the window bigger for you. So the moment it's set to off, if you want to set it to on, you have different options. So where would you like your back image? So left, right, top, bottom. And you can also have rotation. So you can see there's a visual as to what it would be, so front and back. You change your setting and you get notified. So this is how you would do your ID cards, this is how you do your envelope, etc. So what you can do is have a test. You can also do trial and error. We also offer you a preview option here. So have a look. So once you've gone through these basic settings, you're happy, you move on to the next. The next hand side, next option is image. So image, this is black method. So it's not particularly interesting, but there are different black and white methods available. So the previous drivers like ISIS or Twain would have dynamic threshold, standard dynamic threshold, halftone, and if you're not sure as to which is the best image quality, well, the one at the top is PaperStream IP's proprietary one. It's called Intelligent Dynamic Threshold. So if you want to know how that looks, what we can do is we can give you a preview. So, bottom on the left here, we have preview. So this is new for PaperStream IP. So this is an option that was not previously available on the drivers, and it gives you a visual as to how the image looks. So what you can do is you can play around thresholds, and this will update in real time. So if you have old documents and you want to ensure you get the best image, use this preview option. See already, the image is improved. Now in comparison, this is, okay, so if you use a different one, you would get results like that. So this one's pretty good. That's advanced dynamic threshold. And that's not very good. So you look at advanced dynamic threshold in comparison to PaperStream IPs. And then what you can do well is whichever image you have, you then have cleanup options. So down here is cleanup. And you have character thickness, character augmentation, noise removal, and background threshold. So again, you can start playing around with these to get the best image. So we can see we have that set, maybe reduce background threshold.
يعني هون عملية تعديل الصورة وتنظيف الصورة من الشوائب الموجودة بقلبها. فهاي الشغلة بتساعدنا انه ناخذ نحن بالنهاية المعلومات المضبوطة من الصورة، فبتنظف الصورة. ففي الاعدادات هاي كلها متوفرة وموجودة حسب الاحتياج، واحد بيعدل عليها.
So this one will go up a bit. So you go up a bit and you can see this bit now is a bit clearer. So there you go. So now you've got your image. And you're happy with that, you can move on. So the next option in the driver is vertical streaks reduction. So the vertical streaks can occur if the inside of the scanner, particularly the optical units, are dirty. Now you won't be able to clean those, so what we offer you is in the driver an option to reduce these vertical streaks. An extra image options below is dropout color, where you can customize for green, red, blue if you scan documents of a particular color. And you also have the option to invert image in case you scan any negatives. So that's us covered the image quality. We move on to paper settings. So the first option in paper settings is cropping, and set to automatic cropping. So you can see for our image already, we chose A4, but the image is cropped correctly. We can split the image. You can also do rotation. So rotation is set to 0 degrees, but you can choose 90 degrees either way, or 180 degrees. And you can set automatic rotation, so it will detect the text and rotate for you. If anything is rotated incorrectly, or too many things are rotated correctly, then you'd come into the driver and choose 0 degrees. And for that, you would need to ensure that all of your pages are fed through the scanner in the correct rotation. So, once you're with your rotation, we offer you some extra options in PaperStream IP that aren't available in other drivers. For example, edge correction. So, what do we mean by edge correction? So you have a document that has the top missing, based on dog-eared or staples or paper clips that you removed.
مثل ما شايفين هاي الورقة مخزوقة عن الجانب، فأنا بساعدها هون شو بعمل عندي السوفت وير إنه أعمل تصليح لهذه المشكلة الموجودة بقلبها.
So if you're not sure what that looks like, again do a preview. So you can see currently you've got the black edge, but if you do the edge filler, is it in white?
حلينا المشكلة، شلنا مشكلة المحل مع الورقة مخزوقة وكملنا صورة كاملة.
We offer you the same options for hole punch removal. So this one doesn't have any hole punches, but if there's some black dots, you could remove those as well. And lastly down here is blank page detection. So the moment we have set to detect and to not output. So this is a standard, but you can choose to output if you want to ensure that your blank page is actually blank. And you play with sensitivity. So if after a while you're getting blank pages because there are lots of dots due to dust, then you can play with the sensitivity here. That's us moved on from page options. Move on to multi-feed options. So you can see the image here. So at the moment we have detect and stop. But you can also stop and show the image. And there are various multi-feed detection. This one is currently set to overlapping. And you have paper protection. So we spoke about lag detection earlier on. And this is where you choose to have paper protection activated. And finally, for these options, you have an option to pre-pick. So as one page is coming out of the scanner is preparing the next page. So this can increase scanning speed. However, depending on the type of documents, if you're getting multi-feeds, you might want to switch pre-pick off. And the next options are available. We have batch options. So whether you want job control on or off, if you want to detect patch codes or barcodes. So this is if you use third-party applications, because we offer you patch code and barcode detection in PaperStream Capture. We have an option for a digital endorser in case you want a string of characters on your image. So what we can do is we can start with the year, the date, and the date. So what you see is on your image, you now have a string of characters. And you can also choose to have it to go top to bottom or left to right. So this is good for security and audit purposes when you want the date when the image was scanned, and compare that to when you received the file, for example. One of the last options, compression for image quality, so file size for JPEG. So if you want smaller file sizes, increase compression. And lastly, in PaperStream IP, we offer you stats information. So stats information will tell you the number of pages scanned, the user, the profile, the batch, those kind of things. So this can be good, again, for security and audit purposes. So we know that, for example, we have revenue and customs companies will use this so that every batch has an assigned stats information to ensure that there was pages received, 30 pages scanned. And once you're happy with this, most important thing for you to do is to save. Right? So once you have a profile, everything that you've set, going through all those options, make sure you save. So you can save a new profile, or you can overwrite an existing profile. You can have up to 50 paperstream IP profiles, or save a new one. So you've now profile, and your profile will now appear in the list. It's now profile number 20. So you can see previous profiles I've done. So I did one specifically for the passbook. I did one for the front and back envelope. I've done one for barcode. I've done one for just black and white duplex. So make sure you save your driver, and then any changes that you do, you will reset to current setting. So you need to save and then overwrite. And then if you want to go back to the normal dialog, do the 2 arrows here. So you now have a paperstream IP profile for your paperstream capture profile. In paperstream capture, there are some mark options. So at the end of scanning, you can have a notification for issues regarding image quality. That will appear with a yellow border. Multi-feed will appear with a red border, and blank pages will appear with a black border. So when you've scanned 100 pages, you'll get a nice visual as to that may have occurred. Below we have options for show images, but you can also choose to release after scanning, minimize application during scanning, and even exit application. So a person could click on the profile and not have to do anything else. So if you're happy with that, you go to 10. So we've gone through our profile name and our image quality. We'll now go to our file formats and where do we want to save and what do we want to call it. So there are different options at the top. So you see folder, but you have network folder, SharePoint, including online, FTP, and even other application. So any of these, for example, if you choose network folder, you'd have to go on settings. You'd have to specify the path, give username and password. For a user, you can also have Windows authentication used. So, choosing the file format. These are the file formats available for black and white. If you wanted color, if you wanted JPEG, you'd have to choose color. So we have TIFF and multi-TIFF, PDF, single page, and PDFA, as you can see. Now, next is where do we want to save it? So by default, a default profile will save into public documents. And if we don't want that, then you can just delete, for example. You could enter the path yourself. What you can do is you can choose to use name rule and browse. So in browse, I'm going to, for example, set desktop. So it's now just going to go to desktop. There are other things you can do. So you have, for example, the option on the rotate. What you can also do is you can have a, that might work, have a new folder created on your desktop. It might be being a bit funny because the Arabic English will check that. Right. Mm-hmm. So that's where we're going to save it, and next, what do we want to call it? So again, there are very big number of options, sort of profile name, batch name, username, etc. You also have release date, release time, and document counters. So if you have any specifications or requirements, have a look through all of these options. At the moment, we're just calling it document 01. So when you have your folder set and your file name set, below that, it will tell you where it's going and what it's going to be called. Next. So, enter we offer you metadata options. options. Metadata is data changed, such as invoice numbers, barcode values. So in Paper Machine Capture, we offer you one zonal OCR field and one barcode.
هون نحن بنعمل عملية إعدادات الحقول الفهرسة. يعني بالحقول الفهرسة اللي هلا متوفر عندكم فيكم تعملوا زونال او سي ار واحد مع باركود واحد. في عندنا الباركود وبالزونال او سي ار لاكثر من 20 حق الفهرسة بيكون هو زيادة هيدا بالسوفت وير. متوفر كمان بيعمل اكثر من 20 حق الفهرسة بنفس الصورة. او بنعمل او سي ار كامل للصوره نفسها. هلا هون بنحدد شو بدنا من الصوره نفسها، يعني بنحدد اذا بدنا رقم الفاتوره او اسم الشخص او العنوان الشخص، فبنحدد شو بدنا بالصوره بالضبط تنعمل كابتشر للداتا لالتقاط البيانات.
So if you do zonal OCR, you need to define a particular area. So you have define area over here, and you can add a particular not that one.
This one. Yeah.
So the only sort of blue option that you have is add. So you put a document in the scanner and do add. So this is stats information, as I told you. So computer name, username, etc. Just do. So here's your image. Okay, so there's the endorser that I showed earlier. And what we want to do is we want to draw our zone. There are lots of different numbers and different codes. So what we do is we draw a specific zone. So here we would draw this zone, for example. And you'll see the zone on the left-hand side for this. So it can go from English to Arabic because that's what we've set for the operating system.
حددناها نحن من العربي اعدادات الاو سي ار حول لي اياها دغري هو للعربي من الانجليزي للعربي.
So once you're happy with your zone, click on the again to get your options back. So you would then come back out. So at the top.
هون حددنا حقل الفهرس اللي مالنا اياه.
You can specify this. So you could say invoice number. So once you have your zonal OCR field and you're happy with that, then what you can do is you can save that. Now what you can do with metadata is actually you can do two different things in Paper Machine Capture. If you come back to number 3, what you can do is in the file name, you can add the metadata value so that, as I showed you with the scanned images, the invoice number will appear in the file name. The other thing you can do is you can output index information. So index information is available in text, XML or CSV, and it contains the information contained on the document itself, including this OCR value. This is good if you want to link to your data management system. Some data management systems can receive CSV files and they'll be looking for invoice numbers. Change that to TIP. So we've done our file name, we've done our metadata. You can also have separation. So you can separate your documents. Zonal OCR is grayed out because you either do zonal OCR metadata or you do zonal OCR separation. If you want to do barcode separation, you can. So that's what I showed you earlier with January, February and March. And you get one-dimensional barcodes as standard. Two-dimensional barcodes is an optional upgrade or comes included with a 7180. And lastly, in number 6, you have a recap of all of your settings and highlighted in yellow the issue what you want. Once you're happy, then you're able to close, which is this one. You can also do a test if you want. Just close?
Yeah.
No. And
yeah.
So you now see you have a new, so if you come back, your new profile will be there at the top, and then you can essentially get to scanning. there's our stats information again. There's our blank pages. So you can review and delete blank pages. Then you have your images. You review your images. And then when you complete, you now have your new documents all over here, and all with a document counter, but also each one has a separate OCR value recognized. So that's pretty much the concept for paper stream capture. I'll show you the administrator dialog, which is this one, because what you can do is you can configure the buttons on the scanner to be linked to profiles. So from usability, you've got the scan button is doing ID cards, function 1 is doing invoices, etc., etc. So use administrator configure this, then a user comes along and presses a specific scan button or function 1 button on the scanner. You close the admin console, and you come back to where you are. Now, you've created all of these PaperStream capture profiles and all of these PaperStream IP profiles on one computer, and you don't want to have to do it again on another computer. So how do you get around this? We have an exporter. So if you go to FI series, we have scanning profile exporter Twain. We've been using the Twain driver, so you can export all of your scanning profiles.
يعني هاي الحلو فيها الاوبشن الموجوده هون عمليه البروفايل. هون نحن انشأنا بروفايل، هاي البروفايل فينا نحطها على كل الاجهزه، مش بحاجه نرجع نخلق بروفايل عن جديده، نستخدم نفس البروفايل لاكثر من شخص يعني. فهيدي متوفره هون عن طريق الامبورت والاكسبورت للبروفايل على جهاز ثاني.
So you don't sort of specify whatever, you just say right export, and then you say where do you want to export it to. So you could say desktop. So this one?
No, that's one. To put the name.
And then you call it So you can immediately see as well. So these are your driver profiles. And then you would put onto a shared folder, a network drive, USB stick, and then on a different computer, for example, you do as your FI series and you do scanning profile importer. And you Yeah. So you do that one. You're going to import the profiles. It tells you the driver version, and it says it will overwrite. You say OK, and it says it's so. As one administrator, you set up profiles for users, and then you can transfer these to a number of different computers. That was for the driver. For PaperStream Capture, in case you have PaperStream Capture profiles you want to export, we offer you the same. You go to PaperStream Capture, and then you have an exporter and importer again with the same concept.
هيدا متوفر، هيدا بيسهل عمليا ان نحن نخلق ملف واحد ونوزعه على اكثر من شخص نفس الملف لنفس الاستخدامات.
So that's kind of the basics for PaperStream Capture. There's one final thing.
يعني هيدا مبدئيا هو عمليا الكابتشر والبيبر ستريم اي بي، كيف نحن بنخلق الدرايفر اللي مالنا اياه وكيف بنشتغل عليه، بالاضافه للكابتشر بروسيس اللي هي سهله وبسيطه، منه شيء معقد يعني. اوكي. ورجاء اذا في حدا عنده اي استفسار او اي سؤال يرسل ايميل للاخ توفيق بالتفاصيل اللي بده اياها، ويرسل كل التفاصيل على الايميل لعند الاستاذ توفيق، ونحن بنرجع نتواصل مع الاستاذ توفيق.
If you go to devices and printers, this one. You've got your scanner. And what you can do is you can go to Scan Properties. So in Scan Properties, you've got a tab for event. So here you can set an event for the scanner. So this is what you want to do for a 7160. So the scan, what do you want the scan button to do? You want the scan button to launch an application, and you specify which application. So you would choose PaperStream Capture. So the scan button, as specified in PaperStream Capture, will now use that profile. Yeah, we can try it.
Yeah.
So let me just check. So if I go to Admin Tool, the scan button should be the ID cards. So I've PaperStream Capture closed, and then if I just press, where's my cards?
Yeah.
So then if I press the ID cards on the scanner, you'll see PaperStream Capture opens because Windows has been notified that if I press the scan button, I use ID cards profile. And that's what you can do with the 7160, just the NX.
هاي فينا نعمل اعدادات على 7160 بالنسبه للبيبر كابتشر ونعمل سكان دايركت بس ما نعمل الاعدادات قبل.
So it is now just after 10:30. This is where we have a scheduled break. That makes sense because we've now finished PaperStream Capture and PaperStream IP.
طيب خلينا ناخذ لكينا بريك بس ربع ساعه بنخلص وبنرجع. بضل عندنا موضوع المينتنس، كيف نعمل مينتنس للماسح الضوئي، كيف ننظف السكانر، كيف نعمل له الصيانه، وحنحكي على موضوع اللي هو تبع السنترال ادمن اللي هو بنعمل مانج للسكانرات بالمواقع كيف بيشتغل، واكيد حيكون في ورك شوب لهالموضوع مستقبليا. فاذا بدكم هلا بناخذ بريك يا اخوان على القليله ربع ساعه وبنرجع نكمل.
check document. Okay? So that's one of the first things it can do. When you look at Paper Jam, you get these specific error codes, J1. So J131, J150, J158. And then it gives you information as to how to fix Paper Jam error, including opening the scanner, taking out the paper and closing the ADF. And then it also gives you information about the documents, questions to follow with links. So how to install brake rollers, how to clean brake rollers, etc. So make sure you have the error recovery guide installed, and ideally with a web connection. And same concept for multi-feed. So multi-feed will get 2 errors. So J1 for Paper Jam, J2 for multi-feed. And again, we'll give you a list of things to follow. So some of the things that you can do is actually batch preparation. So what you can do is look to found documents. So I even have a video. So make sure you found your documents, so make sure there's air in between them so that the pages can be fed through nice and neat. And that should help with paper feeding. And what you also need to be careful of is loading documents. So make sure you use the stackers and stoppers available, and remove all paper clips and staples. Careful of the side guides. So that's your basic batch preparation. Now, in terms of cleaning, you clean the ADF. So how do we clean the ADF? So if you get dots on your scanned images or a line on the glass, then you would want to clean the scanner. So you clean it using our cleaning kit, and you have information of what to do. So the 7300X is the same as the 7160. So open the ADF, and then these are locations you want to clean. So you have the latch, same as 7160. You open the latch, and you're going to get to see the inside of the scanner. Okay, so you have on one side a brake roller, and on the other side a pick roller. So you're notified of the areas that you want to clean. So if you want to clean the pick roller, just open the plastic. You have another plastic sleeve here, and you take the consumables out. So this is a pick roller, and on the other side you have a brake roller. So you do the 2 little clips here, open the brake roller, take the brake roller out. So you have a pick roller and a brake roller, and you want to clean these using a cleaning wipe.
Maybe you should take one, show them how to clean. هذه اللي هي الوايبس اللي بنستخدمها. هاي اللي بنشيلها تنظف الدولاب تبع المسح الضوئي.
So the important thing about Fujitsu cleaning wipes is the solution. They have a solution on them, and the solution is to clean the pick roller. So it's very important to use this solution and these wipes, because any other solution could damage the rollers.
ما فينا نستخدم اي واحد خاصة اللي بيجي فيه مادة اللي هو السبيرتو. لا هيدا بيكون فيه السوليوشن اللي حاطينه شوي بحافظ على الدولاب تبع المسح الضوئي احلى ما يضوبه.
So it's fairly straightforward, and there's also other areas to clean. So once you have these clean, you can put them back.
يشيل الرولر وينظفها.
And then you have a pick roller on this side, and put it back. What's this? In and clasp. So you've now cleaned brake roller and brake roller. And other areas to clean, you can see you have other rollers on either side, so you'd give these a wipe as well. And if the scanner is on, you can press the cleaning option, then go in the menu for cleaning option, and it will rotate the rollers 90 degrees. You have glass as well. You have glass running all the way along, so you want to make sure that the glass is clean as well. So if you get any marks on your images, make sure that the glass is clean. You can see if there are marks on the glass, you'll get marks on your scans. So, looking at the scanner here, you can see you have the various elements. You have the glass, the rollers. You also have to be careful of some of the sensors. So there are various sensors in the scanner. So these are document sensors. So if you get paper jam error messages, even though there's no paper jams, you want to be careful of cleaning the sensors. So it gives you nice information about how to clean the brake rollers, pick rollers, etc. And some areas are difficult to clean, such as the ultrasonic sensor and document sensor, so they use a cotton swab. And that is essentially the fundamentals of cleaning the scanner, and so that will reduce the number of paper jams and multi-feeds. Now, after a certain while, it'll be necessary to replace the consumables. You know when they need replacing. Well, the brake roller in theory can be replaced every 200,000 scans or every year. So our users don't necessarily replace them every year, but depending on the conditions and the environment, it may be necessary. You may have only done 100,000 scans, but you'd still need to replace them. So to find out how many scans you've done, you need to open something called the Software Operation Panel. Okay? So the Software Operation Panel, you go to Windows, and then you go to the FI Series folder, and in the FI Series folder you have the Software Operation. No scanner connected, so you need to make sure the scanner is plugged in. And switched up.
حتى نشوف قديش المسح الضوئي صار عامل مسح للورق لازم نشغلها. بتفرجينا على البرنامج الموجود قديش عدد الورق اللي مسح.
So if we open the software panel, you start with device settings, device information up at the top. So that's a diagnosis, and you have information about your scanner. An overview of settings, so you have the scanner serial number, the firmware, scanner model, the firmware, the first time it was used, and the serial number. So if there's nothing on the back of the scanner or the label has been scratched off, you can check this information here. I'll come back. So, other options. So here are your counters. So here is the total number of scans through the ADF. This is a lifetime counter. It cannot be reset. However, these are the consumable counters. So you can see the number of scans done. So what you do is you would replace the consumables when it's time, when you get too many paper jams and multi-feeds and cleaning doesn't solve it. You come here. What you would do is you would clear the counters, and the counters will reset to 0.
مثل ما شايفين عدد الورق اللي عمل له مسح قديش العدد صار وبتعطينا تفاصيل يعني بعد التنظيف فينا نرجع نمسح الرقم الموجود عندنا هون وعلى الاساس نحن بنحدد امتى فينا نغير الرول تبع السكانر امتى بدها يتغير باي فتره يعني حسب عدد الورق اللي عمل له مسح. هي ماكسيموم لازم يكون 200,000 ورقه كل سكانر بس تعمل 200,000 ورقه صار لازم نغير لها الدولاب تبعها او بفتره زمنيه يعني خلال سنه.
So look, English version, what happens is you have cleaning, brake roller, and pick roller. So the rollers can do 200,000 scans. So when they get close, you'll get a yellow indication in the software operation panel.
هلا الحلو فيه الصوت حتى بيعطينا مثل علامة بيقلنا انه بيعطينا اللون الاورنج انه صار لازم يتغير بعد فترة زمنية معينة.
There's also one specifically for cleaning, so we advise you to clean the rollers every 5,000 scans. It may need to clean them more regularly if you scan carbonless paper or paper with a lot of ink on it.
ويفضل أن ينعمل تنظيف للدواليب هيدي كلها كل 5000 سكان انعمل، كل 5000 مسح ضوئي صار لازم ينعمل عملية تنظيف لهيدي الرول أو للمسح الضوئي.
So that's the concepts of maintenance, cleaning, and replacing the consumables. Now we can do as well move on to errors. So we saw recap. Paper jam is J1. Multi-feed is J2. Now there are other error codes around. So you can get, for example, optical errors. So optical errors will indicate with E error code instead of J. So E error codes for optical errors, what you'd want to do is clean the ADF.
يعني هون الحلو بالايرور اللي بيعطينا اياه، كل ايرور بناخده بقلنا عملية شو لازم نعمل بالضبط تنظف السكانر.
So we ask you to clean the glass. And there are other error codes. So you've got F4 error codes. Most of the other error codes, there's not much you can do, unfortunately. So you'll need to contact support and notify them that the scanner has an error.
بعض الايرور او المشاكل اللي بتصير عاده لازم يعني تتواصلوا مع الانجينير اللي عندنا موجودين بالسعوديه من شان يحل لكم المشكله عن طريق التليفون او عن طريق شخص يكون موجود عندكم حسب المشكله.
So there are various other codes. There is a motor fuse which will be an H error code. So most often the time for H error codes is an incorrect power adapter. So in that situation you want to check the back of the scanner voltage compared to the power adapter voltage. So a 7160 uses 24 volts, whereas a laptop could use 12 or 16 volts. So the scanner will switch on, but you'll get a message saying a hardware error, a motor error. So in that case, check the adapter.
هلا بعض الحالات هيدي اللي بتصير بتطلع عنا ال H0 أو H2 أو H3 عادة هاي بتكون المشكلة من الأدابتر، بنكون حاطين أدابتر بش للسكانر ما بتشتغل مظبوط، ما بتشتغل معنا.
So that's pretty much covers this. You've also got, if anyone has a flatbed, if you have a U error, you need to check the transport lock at the front of the scanner.
إذا طلع اليو هيدا ايرور يعني في شيء عاملين له لوك بنحن نحن للمسطح حتى ما يشتغل.
So that covers sort of the hardware error codes you might see on the scanner display, but we can also do troubleshooting regarding power scanner connection. So for scanner power, you'd want to ensure you have the corrector and you want to try a different plug socket. Now, in terms of connection errors, if the scanner or if the application is saying it's not recognized by the application, you would first of all go to Device Manager.
يعني مثل ما شفت عملية التنظيف للسكانر هو سهل جدا عملية الصيانة
Okay. So you have an control panel and then you are looking for Device Manager. I am anyway. Where's the icon? That one? No, that's...
I think...
No.
I'll go second one.
That one?
Second one.
Yeah. Thank you. So you check your device manager and you'll see all of the components of the computer. And what you're looking for is imaging devices.
أيوة.
That one. So in imaging devices, you can see that the scanner is recognized by the operating system. Now, if you get a yellow triangle, check the events and check the error codes. You may need to use a PaperStream IP driver.
هيدا لازم تشيكوا عليها اي طلعت اي ايرور او شيء هيك علامه صفراء بتشيكوا عليها هون اذا في اي مشكله بالسكانر. يمكن بحاجه ترجعوا تعملوا انستليشن للاي بي.
What you'd also want to do is check that the scanner works on another computer. So if it's not recognized by the operating system, try another operating system. If it's not recognized there, most likely you have a scanner issue. So if it's recognized by the operating system, not by your scanning application, then you would next want to come to Windows and specifically this PC. So if you go into Windows, you scroll down, you will find a 2032 folder. Inside the 2032 folder is where you have our drivers. So FJI Cube is PaperStream IP. So in FJI Cube 2032 Windows, you have a scan test. So launch the scan test. So what you have is you have the ability to select scanner.
Yeah.
So there you can see that the scanner is recognized by PaperStream IP, and you can also do a test with the WIA driver. So if it's not recognized by your application, make sure that you do have the version of PaperStream IP, and if necessary, update your application. So we have driver version 1.60. And we can test scan as well. And that will bring up the PaperStream IP driver. Yep. So you can choose just the default application, default driver, and do a scan. So know that the scanner is recognized by the driver. If it's not recognized by the application, make sure you update the driver and test a different application. So you can also go to App Features. And Apps and Features is all of your applications, and you want to scroll down and you'll check you have PaperStream IP 20. You click on it, you can find out the file version. So what you need to do there is check the file version for what we have online. So, in terms of software that we offer you FI Series Online Update. So the best way to update our software is to have this installed, and then you can check your settings, and you'll see that it's automatically checked for updates, specified date and time. You can also check for firmware updates. I don't have access to the internet, but what you do is you use this option to check for updates. If there are any updates, install them. That one. Okay, so that kind of covers maintenance and a bit of basics. What you also have in terms of the software, so when we had PaperStream Capture, for example, PaperStream Capture has a help section. So wherever you are, when you're in profiles, for example, for any option, you're not sure what it means or how to help, go to the help section. So there's a help section, it's in English. But what you have is you have useful functions, operations, gives you information, specifications, for example, file format, and it'll tell you some of the conditions. And we also have a help section. So you can just do a check, zonal OCR, and you'll get results there. It's the same concept for the driver. So the driver, I'll show you the driver, has more information about error codes. I go to Edit for the scanner driver, So I have a help section here as well. The help section of PaperStream IP is in Arabic. So I might need Tarek's help a little bit here. So further down here, do you have anything regarding, troubleshooting? Any of these options say troubleshooting or operation messages?
يعني هون بنشوف نحن كل المساعدة موجودة مع السيستم. شغلة بدنا اياها بدنا نشتغل عليها، فينا نفوت على الهلب اللي هي المساعدة وتعطينا تفاصيل كاملة عن كل شغلة بدنا نشتغل عليها. مثلا نعمل إخراج للصورة أو كيف بدنا نشوف الخطأ وين الموجود أو الخطأ اللي بدنا نشتغلها. تعطينا التفاصيل كاملة.
So, for example, these are operation messages. There are different ones for what to do and what to check. If you have issues scanning with PaperStream Capture, say close, then you have the scan option here, but you also have a batch manager. So batch manager will show you all of your scans. If for any reason there's an error, it will say status exception, and you'll get a yellow triangle. So you'll get a yellow triangle at the top or a red, notifying you there's an issue with your batch. So
يعني أي شيء إذا بنعمل له مسح بنحسه ما تخزن أو ما سيف، هون بتعطينا هون الحالات كل المشاكل الموجودة يعني بأي مسح بيصير بالنسبة للملفات بس كنا عم نعمل لها مسح.
So that kind of covers everything so far for paper jams, multi-feeds, connection issues, and software issues. So, given our time,
central admin or yeah.
So, I'll give you a couple of slides for Scanner Central Admin just so you get an idea of the concept. Then I'll show you.
رح نفرجيكم هلا بس سلايدز كذا يعني صورة بس وننتقل نرجع للتطبيق اللي هو موجود على السيرفر عندنا منزلينه ونحن كيف بيشتغل كمان.
Okay, so Scanner Central Admin allows you to update settings on lots of different scanners controlled over a network. So Scanner Central Admin has different components. It has software installed on the server, so Scanner Central Admin server. You have Scanner Central Admin Console, which allows an administrator to access the server. And then you have Scanner Central Admin Agent. So you would install Agent on all of the computers that are connected to scanners, and you would link them to the Central Admin server. So what you can do is you can update from one console. So administrators can install this in a central add-on, they can perform updates, etc. You can also view every scanner status on one screen. So the idea is you have software installed on the server, and then as an administrator from the server, you can do simultaneous updates. So you can update the driver on every scanner in your network. You can update driver settings, also scanner settings for network scanners. Whereas going the other way, what you can do is if the agent is installed, then Scanner Central Admin Agent will send status notifications of errors and consumable alerts back to the administrator on the server. So there are different options available. So simply, if you have just a few units, you can just choose to receive email notifications of errors. If you have more units, you can update settings for your network. But for that, you would need Scanner Central Admin Server, Console, and Agent. And you can also receive notifications via SNMP if you want. So that's the concept behind it. I'm now going to show you it. So I've installed Scanner Central Admin Server on my server, and on from a desktop, I'm going to use Scanner Central Admin Agent. So Scanner Admin Agent has different options available. So you can first of all connect to the Central Admin server. In order to do that, you need to enter the IP address of the server. So my server IP address is 192.168.0.188. So I'm going to try and connect. And you can see below, it already says that I'm actually registered. So if I just go to apply.
Apply no first one, the other side.
Okay, so if I go to this one,
so the server connected and
yeah.
okay.
Okay, so that should say registered. I can also get email notifications. So I'd put the address of the SMTP server, and then I'd put information as to what notifications I'd like to receive. So that's you a desktop or a laptop to the server. So now as an administrator, I would now go to Central Admin Server, and I would connect via console. So here I'm putting in the IP address of the server, and I'm going to connect. So I need to put credentials, so my credentials are admin and password. So now I'm connected to the server essentially. So as you saw from Tarek's slides, there are different options. You start from the top. So this is admin operations, but you've also got operation monitor where you can see all of the different scanners in your network. I have a very small network, so I have my desktop and my server. You have config list where you can see the list of scanners, and this is where you can group them as well. And then after that, you have an event log, all the different information that you've done so far. So you can see I have scanners registered, I can see I have settings group for PaperStream IP Twain, and at the end I have some stats information. So I've done an update for my 7300NX, but there's no update applied yet for my server. So this is interesting for you because what you do is you go to admin operations and then you have different updates that you can do. So what we can do, I forgot to show you, is from the agent you can export settings. So if you set something up on one computer, you can export settings and you can specify what settings. So here, for example, you can export your driver profiles. And I'll put that onto my desktop. Description.
هلا الحلو بالاوبشن هيدي نحن هون عم نشتغل على السنترال ادمن. هذا السنترال ادمن عم نعمل مانج للسكانرات كلها من المواقع مختلفه. الحلو بالموضوع انه نحن هون فينا نعمل اكسبورت لاي شغله، يعني نحن شغالين على جهاز واحد ونطبقها على اجهزه ثانيه مثل ما عم نشوف هلا مع انترو.
So I have a zip file of all of my driver settings. So in Scanner Central Admin Console, I have an option for image scanners. So for image scanners, there are different things that I can do. So I can, for example, upload. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload my driver settings. So my driver settings, upload. And you can see it's a summary of the driver settings that you've set. So these are now uploaded.
This is the previous one.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, answer.
And so I've done my browse, done my upload. This one says
that's the first one. This one, yeah,
it's grayed out though.
Oh, you need to put
here.
Yeah.
So I need to specify. Thank you. I need to specify a group. So these driver profiles that I have, which scanners are they going to? So I would specify a group for the NX.
يعني هون عم نحدد نحن لأي سكانرات بدنا نحدث الإصدار اللي عندنا إياه على أحد السكانرات، على أي سكانرات الباقي بدنا نحدثه. هلا الموجودة عندي على الشبكة اللي هي حاليا هيدي الموجودة عندي معرفة على السنترال ادمن. نحن بنعرف كل الأجهزة الموجودة عندكم، يعني بتتعرف على السنترال ادمن، ساعتها بتصير عملية الابديت على كل الأجهزة الموجودة.
So
yes.
So now I can save. I'm going to say updates pending. So if I go back, I'll now see that I have image scanner and I have sort of targeted and pending. So what will happen is that when I switch my desktop off, the driver settings will be updated for all of my 7300NX. So this is how, from a server, you update settings for all of your scanners on the network. So each desktop or laptop is linked to the server, and then from the server you can update your modules. That's essentially the concept. So from here, config list, you can add groups. So I have NX. I believe I have an option to
New.
So I can do a new group. So I'd specify which group and give information about it. Well, that's new now. So back. So here, down.
This one update.
Yeah. And that one? Release. So that's the idea. So you have you can create different groups and you can release. So
يعني سهل جدا استخدامه كسنترال ادمن والتفاصيل كلها موجوده يعني حتى باللغه العربيه. تنعمل مانج للضوئيه عن طريق شاشه واحده مثل ما شفنا. Just can you put the one where it can display the scanner. مثل هون مثل ما شايفين هون نحن هون بنشوف على هذه الشاشه كل المسحات الضوئيه لحديت ال1000 سكانر بنفس الوقت. يعني فينا نعمل عليهم ابديت للسكانرات كلها بنفس الوقت كسوفت. فينا نشوف اي مشكله بتكون موجود عن طريق هذا التطبيق. يعني اذا اي مشكله موجوده على المسح الضوئي بيقول لنا شو المتوفر. فينا نقسم حتى المسحات الضوئيه بشكل يعني اكثر من مجموعه ونوزعهم. يعني فينا نوزعهم حسب المناطق اللي عندنا. هي فينا نوزع السكانرات الموجوده، فينا نوزع بالموديلات الموجوده والمتوفره عندنا. فهذا بيسهل عمليه الصيانه وبيعطينا اي مشكله موجوده بالشكل السريع والمرن يعني. فهذا السنترال ادمن يعني هذا هو السنترال ادمن المتوفر. وهذا فينا مستقبليا نعمل كمان مثل شيء تجريبي يتطبق عندكم تشوفوا اكثر بالميزات مختلفه. رح ننتقل هلا لل NX مانجر. رح نحكي هلا شوي عن السوفت وير الموجود مع السكانر اللي هو تبع ال 7300 اللي هو NX مانجر. كيف بنعمل البروفايل وهيدي الانفورميشن نحن اللي حاطينها على الماسح الضوئي هون الموجود قدامنا. كيف فينا نحدد المعلومات الكامله عن طريق الماسح الضوئي.
So, in order to connect to NX Manager, the scanner needs to be switched from your USB connection. So we go to.
يعني ال NX Manager هو بيشتغل عن طريق اللي هو النتورك أو الواي فاي. فلازم نحولها على الواي فاي هلا نشغلها كواي فاي.
So you don't quite see, but I'm choosing Wi-Fi.
رجاء اللي عنده اي او اي سؤال يبعثه للاستاذ توفيق بالايميل.
So switching between USB and Wi-Fi, and you put the IP address of the server for NX Manager, where NX Manager is installed, and you now see where it's going to be scanning without a computer. You can see on the touchscreen we've now got NFC authentication. So for NFC authentication, what you do, you press your NFC card, and you have buttons available to you. So these have been pre-configured by an administrator using Paperstream NX Manager. So NX Manager is installed on a server. You can connect to it through a web console. So you need to enter the IP address. So in a web console, you put the IP address of the server, and then the port number, and then you have NM console, and then what you do is login. You'll get his login screen, and again, default credentials are admin and password. So, in NX Manager, because the scanners have been connected to the server, you'll see the different scanners, and this is the one I'm particularly using. And again, thankfully, you just run through the options on the left-hand side for what you want to do. So the next option of authentication, and you specify authentication method. So there are different methods available. You can choose to have none, which means that the buttons are freely available to anyone. A job group code, so that the sales department has code 1234, the finance department has code 5678. So each access their different specific buttons.
يعني هاي الان الاعدادات اللي عم بعملها هلا لموضوع الان اكس مانجر. هون بحدد له كيف بدي الاعدادات. بدي مثلا احطها نون، يعني ما بحط اي يعني ما بحط لا موضوع اليوزر نيم والباسورد، ولا بحط الجوب جروب، ولا بحط الان اف سي. يعني بحطها نون، يعني مثل كأني عم بستخدمها سكانر مثل 7160. هلا بدي استخدم الجوب جروب، هو عباره عن انا بحدد رقم سري معين لمجموعه من الاشخاص بيشتغلوا على تنقل ملفات معينه. فيني اخلق انا اكثر من جروب، وكل جروب يستخدم الكود اللي عنده اياه.
So if you use username or password, that is not something that you set yourself. You are linking NX Manager to an actuary server.
هذا اليوزر نيم والباسورد بيكون عاده مربوط مع الاكتيف دايركتوري الموجود عندنا على السيرفر، ومثل ما هو كل شخص هلا بيعمل لوج ان على الجهاز اللي عنده بيكون عنده يوزر نيم وباسورد له مختصين فيه.
So we've set NFC authentication for a sample authentication. This was done by the software. So if you move on to the next option of job, you need to create a button on the scanner. So you have the option to create a new job. You can give the job name. So for example, you give a description. So and you assign a specific button color. So there are some touchscreen options, such as display thumbnails, say hi, and you can also display a scan button with a message. So the message can say, for example, so give you an indication of what to do after that, or a description as to what you're actually doing. You can input metadata. So this metadata can be used for the file name or for the index file. And other options could be useful to you is wait for file saving to complete and display the completion of the saved file. So those are the touchscreen options. You move on to image quality, so profile settings, scan settings. You see scanner driver profile, so it's PaperStream IP default. Then you got two sets of default and import. So if you've done, for example, your FI series scanning profile exporter, desktop?
No, not this one, but that.
Then from here, you do import. You import these profiles. The profile was imported. So now you have the list of all the profiles I've done before. So you could say, choose that profile.
يعني هول البروفايلز نحن اللي خلقناهم او عملنا لهم كريشن على الدرايفر تبع البيبر ستريم اي بي عن طريق الكابتشر سوفت وير. بس فتنا على الاعدادات، نحن هون خلقنا البروفايل تبع عمليه المسح الضوئي كيف بدنا اياه. فهاي البروفايل نحن فينا نحطها على الان اكس مانجر ونستخدمها.
Moving on to file format, so you've got PDF or TIFF. You would have JPEG if you chose color in the driver profile. We offer separation, but not barcode or patch code. We offer you blank page or number of images. So once you've gone through your scan settings, you move on to file destination settings. So it's the same concept as PaperStream Capture, just in a different format. So for save destination, you've got standard folder, could be desktop folder, network folder, etc. Your different SharePoints, FTP. So you have a file name, different name rules, where you can include the metadata that you've specified above. And then you'll need to specify a folder path. So the folder path, there's no browse option. You'll need to specify. So for example, I could say this new folder, so I delete that one. So what I need to do is I need to check my properties and then sharing. So I need to make sure it's shared. And shared for who? So it's shared, and then I have a network. So I would like my scans to go to that folder. So I can also set if I want authentication required, in which case whoever tries to save there, this will be done using my username and password. So I can output an index file similar to what we had before, and once I've gone through all of these options, I save. So I now have, but I need to assign it to a group. So the next option, job group. So I have my one group for my NFC team. I'll go to edit, and then I'll need to add my job. So here's some jobs already. I add a job. Here's my new button. And these are my users in the NFC group. You can add from here. So once I've completed this, I'm good. I can move on to users here. This just shows the list of users. Then the next option shows you your driver profiles. So again, you could import profiles from here if you want, not just in the options. So if I was to log in, I would have a new button. Go ahead.
مثل ما عم نشوف هلا قدامنا على الشاشة البروفايل اللي عملناه هون صارت خلقناها جديدة اللي هي MOE Finance صارت موجودة. فأنا في هون أخلق البروفايلات اللي بدي هي. هلا اليوزرز اللي بحطهم فيني يعملوا سكان عليها هيدي. أنا بحدد الرأس اللي لازم يعملوا عليها سكان. بتتخزن بالفولدر اللي حددته أنا عن طريق خلق الملف أو الإعدادات اللي انعملت.
So we can try a test. You can put the page in, and again, the user will just needs to press MOE Finance.
يعني اليوزر بيشوف عنده ال MOE Finance اللي حددنا له هي.
Add a message if you want.
هايدي المسج اللي قلنا له حدد المسج.
And then you get your notification of what to do, and then scan.
هلا مثل ما شايفين هون في عنا البريفيو على الشاشة بتبين الصورة عنا حتى كمان على الشاشة موجودة مش مبينة واضحة. هايدي الصورة اللي عملت لها أنا مسح بتبين عندي على الشاشة.
So
من بعد ما أتأكد أن كل المعلومات مضبوطة برجع بعمل سيف بتخزن على الفولدر اللي حاليا على السيرفر.
So you've got the status option which tells you the batch log, and you can see there is actually one error. So that error will be come up here. So it says files are being saved.
بتعطينا كل شيء بيصير يعني هون بتعطينا مثل ريبورت كامل عن كل شيء أنا عمل سكان على المسح الضوئي على 7300.
If I look in my folder, so there is my new file, and here's my index information. So there's my image, and there's my corresponding index file.
هاي الاندكس اللي نحن حددنا له هي للملف هاي.
The index file looks like that. So it gives you information about your scanned batch. So this is useful when you are linking to data management applications. So status gives you the overview, so there's no errors. All it was telling you that the files were being saved. Now the files are saved. You can see status completed. If there are any errors that you want to check, you can mark them for as checked. And then there's an event log as well. So the events will also list a similar concept as to batch, but there's been no errors, there's no warnings, we're okay. So So the last option in NX Manager is preferences. So if you want to send an email, you need to configure the SMTP server. So you could do SMTP
It's on support service.
So there you go.
طيب لك لقيت لك الرقم طلعناه اونلاين هلا، اذا بدك الرقم هو 800 بيرجع 844 4468. حاد لك الرقم اللي هو ببلش 800 بيرجع 844 4468. ماشي. بيدعم اللغة العربية والإنجليزية، موجود اللغة العربية والإنجليزية. ونحن حنبعث لك التفاصيل، يعني بتشوف كل المعلومات موجودة اونلاين على فكرة، حتى إذا في أي شغلة بتعبيها اونلاين أو تبعتها الريكوست اونلاين موجود ومتوفر يعني. عندهم. نعم. ولا يهمك، كل شيء حيوصل لسيد توفيق وهو حيتواصل معك ان الله رأي. الله يعافيك، الله يعافيك، مشكور كثير. أي استفسار، أي سؤال آخر؟